What's up, everybody? Aliens are back. The aliens are back, I should say. Aliens are back. Let me get this off my screen. Anyways, the aliens are back and they are better than ever, in my opinion. We have not just the Xenomorphs, we have 360i aliens, and we have all type of creepy creatures that they have locked up in those cages. If you saw the first two episodes, especially the second episode, which kind of gives us a glimpse into what some of those aliens may or may not look like. It gave us glimpses on a computer screen that was flashing or whatnot. But the aliens are on Earth, and even though they are on Earth, it is more, everything is isolated and consolidated to an island, it seems, at least for now. And this is going to be a spoiler light review because I want you guys to go check out the show. I think it was great. It's over on FX and Hulu. So with that being said, spoiler light, let's get into what I actually thought about the show and how it felt. The TV show, to me, for being an alien, and we all know Alien is synonymous with the movies or whatnot, even though it was on TV, it had a movie feel. Stronger than a TV movie, but lighter than a movie that you would see in a theater. But it had the movie feel. It was tense. It was dark. It was creepy. You get all the things that you get from your usual alien movies or whatnot. The jump scares, the alien, the xenomorph, more specifically, bouncing out, jumping at everybody, and the xenomorph kills a lot of people. And I will spoil that. That was fun, and it was good to see that. It was good to see them kind of go back to the roots of what Alien is, and it's, we don't know what this is, and we just want to get away from it or kill it. So that was good to me. It's all action, all horror, some drama in the mix. Mainly, like, we're about to get into episode 1, which is titled Neverland. And that is on purpose because one of the characters in the show, Boy Cavalier, is definitely a Peter Pan-esque type character. So in Neverland, it basically focuses on Wendy, aka Marcy, and her brother, or it focuses on a relationship with her and her brother and how she becomes a synthetic when she was actually a human before. Supposedly, she is the first human to transition into the synthetic form. So that'll be explained as well. But the show, basically, episode 1 focuses on their relationship, how she becomes a synthetic, the people that she trusts. Doesn't seem, at least at the moment, like she doesn't trust anybody. At least they haven't shown it yet. But she looks up to Boy Cavalier. He's a kid, and he tells all these nice things about magic tricks, and he snaps his fingers, and the movie goes to Neverland before. And that's kind of how she came up with the name Wendy, obviously from the Peter Pan story. The character Boy Cavalier is fascinated with Peter Pan. He even names the group of synthetics that he creates from sick kids after Wendy different names from Peter Pan, and they're also called the Lost Boys. So that tells you how he compares himself to Peter Pan, like he's saving kids and whatnot. So that's most of the first episode. We do get a chance to see the aliens in action. And I do say aliens on purpose because we see more than one in action. We see the xenomorph in action. We see the creepy spider looking 360 monster. We see him or it in action. I believe we see a couple other aliens. Oh yeah, we see some eggs. We see a lot of good stuff. So like I say, I can't say too much. Well, I could, but I'm not, at least not in this episode. But I will get into a more spoiler-ish and completely spoiler episode later. Episode 2, Mr. October, which is a reference to Joe DiMaggio, which is the brother's name. Episode 2 centers mostly on him. Still, basically, if this was a movie, it would center around Wendy and Joe. And it would be about how they find each other again, because that's basically what we got in the first 2 hours. From a story standpoint, it's good, but it's basically about them. We also get a lot of intermingling characters, how we got here, why we're here. One thing I will point out that I didn't necessarily care for is all the flashbacks to Wendy and Joe as baby and kid and stuff like that, because supposedly Joe believes she's, I don't know if I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But they have a dilemma in their family, and they just haven't seen each other while they're separated. But they explore their relationship heavily. They do, like I said, they do callbacks to when Wendy was a child, when Joe was a child, their memories of each other. They do eventually find each other in this episode in the middle of an evacuation and rescue, and they do find each other in the midst of all of that. So there's another character that I believe is being portrayed as the main antagonist. And let me say this before I keep going. This show can be something similar to what The Walking Dead was. And I say that to say that it seems so far like it's going to focus on the characters and not necessarily the monsters. Monsters and aliens in this case will be a part of the story, but the bad people who want them for whatever reasons, which is actually referenced in episode 2, one of the lost boys asked, about why the spaceship crashed or whatnot. You saw that in the trailer. He referenced that they reference it being a science ship, and they may have collected specimens along the way. So he says, I thought specimens were dead because these are clearly live specimens, live aliens, and so I don't understand if they're specimens why they're alive. So I kind of agree with him. But Morrow, who is the synthetic in the beginning of the show, who I believe he's the head of security for the vessel, for the science ship, and he's dead set, and I'm not sure they've truly revealed what his true mission is yet and what his true purpose is yet, but he's very protective over the aliens, especially the Xenomorph. So I won't say much more than that, because if I do, then I'll start telling you about it. And he's an interesting character, and I think they're going to portray him as the main antagonist in this story because of some of the things that he does within the story. And from the Alien show, I learned more about the Alien franchise as a whole, that apparently the Xenomorphs can sense fear. So I guess that's a new revelation. I'm not sure if that's ever been revealed before. If it has, please let me know down in the comments or in the chat. Let me know if it has been revealed before. I'm not sure, but I don't remember the aliens sensing fear. Not even in the Prometheus movies or anything. Don't remember fear being something that they sensed or knew. But that was a good revelation. And like I also said, there are new aliens. They're clearly gonna, it looks like they want this show. The guy who made this made Fargo and Legion as well. So I think they're gonna, I'll be shocked if it does less than 3 or 4 seasons, because the way they're laying it out, you have corporations that could be antagonists and be central to the story. You have the aliens, of course, that can always be the antagonists. You have Morrow, and who knows what else is coming, because this is only the first 2 episodes. Who knows what else is coming down the pipeline as far as future antagonists, future bad guys, same thing. But the performances were great. The characters were great. I love all the characters. The only thing I really didn't like were the flashbacks, because I thought they were a little overdone between Wendy and Joe. And you'll see what I mean when you watch the show. I think they could have did without some of the flashbacks. I think they were trying to drill home the point that they were thinking about each other. But as you'll see as you watch, that Wendy, she's surveilling Joe as he does different things. I mean, she tells him about everything as well. So it's not like, I don't feel like they had to drill home their past, because they've been separated for a while. So it's just weird that they would think about maybe her, because she's a synthetic. So she's basically a robot. So I would understand maybe the programming or whatnot, why she would think about it. But I don't understand is why Joe is thinking about her so much. But that's just me nitpicking. But outside of that, I don't really have any complaints. But I will get into my chaos checklist that I usually do, which is basically in this episode it'll be visuals. You have your face hugger and egg scenes. You have your non-Xeno aliens, which I'm looking forward to seeing more of those explored throughout the season and the series. We have cage monsters, which are aliens or whatnot, but they seem bigger. They're in bigger cages and whatnot. So could be more Xenomorphs, could be something different. We've seen in the games, we've seen different aliens, and in the Prometheus movie, we've seen a different type of Xenomorph. And so we don't know. We'll see. Kirsch, who is played by Timothy Oliphant, is a synthetic. In episode 1, I was kind of confused because I was like, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Wasn't real sure, but it's basically confirmed in episode 2 that he is a synthetic, but not a human synthetic. At least they haven't said that yet. But they kind of, the synthetics in this show are a little bit different in the movies. They're not like the Prometheus ones where they're kind of like just programmed. They almost come off like they have some emotion. So they're a little different, because as you'll see, Morrow actually has some flashbacks to a previous mission as well, and the kind of how they got to where they are when the show begins. So the new synthetics, they claim that Wendy was the first human transition into a synthetic, but was she really? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I didn't like the rapid fire revealing of Marcy being Wendy to Joe. Thought that was too fast, too quick, but at least they got it out of the way. But other things I like about the show before we go, like I said, they're expanding the alien universe. Don't ask me about the timeline. I know the timeline tends to be all over the place. I believe this is after the original Alien movie, in between Alien 1 and 2, or it could be set before. They referenced 100 years in here, but I think that was a reference towards music and other stuff and things that just continue throughout time. But nonetheless, we have another good entry. I can't say it's good, to the Alien franchise. I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise, so I'm very excited that this show started out good, and I think it will keep me and everybody else watching. We do have complex antagonism, and from the aliens to the corporations, like I said earlier, to the bad synthetics. So there are a lot of complex characters on both sides. So I do think that that will help expand this show past just being an alien show, which is what I touched on earlier when I said I can see how this show could become similar to Walking Dead in style, where it puts characters first and pushes the story and the narrative that way, in a character driven way, and not people versus monsters. Things that I feel worked for the show so far is the cinematic feeling. It feels, like I said, like a movie. It doesn't feel like a normal TV show or a TV movie. It actually has a feel, like a really good production quality to it. So they put money into this show. The early reveal of the aliens, and not just making us think, oh, this is just another alien show slash movie or whatnot, that just has the people versus the xenomorphs and the face huggers or whatnot. So I do like that there are new aliens to explore, and where they're going to go with that, I think that's going to be creepy. I think it's going to be fun. Things that I say didn't work is really the flashbacks. Not liking the flashbacks with Wendy and Joe, I don't care for so far. Outside of that, there's not much else. Some people may have an issue with the show's pacing or whatnot. They may feel it's too slow, but it is a TV show at the end of the day, so they have to flesh out characters and scenes and stuff like that. So be mindful of that. But one of my last sections is watch or not, and this is definitely a watch. Go check it out over on FX or on Hulu. They drop on Tuesdays. The first 2 episodes are now streaming, or I'm sure you have FX on demand. You can go check it out that way as well. So if you have seen the show, did anything freak you out, or did anything strike you or as odd, or something you didn't like? I don't know. I guess I'm pretty positive about it. I enjoy where the first 2 hours went. It was basically like a movie if you watched it straight through. So I don't really have any complaints about this so far. And that may be rare for me because I've complained about a lot of things, but and I know I've only been doing this for a short time, but there's just some bad stuff out here. And this isn't one of them, thank God, because I've been anticipating this show since I heard about it, that it was coming last year, coming out this year. So very excited that it's good so far. I think it's going to continue to be good. I'm not sure how many episodes are going to be. Probably 8 to 10. It's an FX show. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Here are my socials right here in front of you. Please like, subscribe, follow me, leave a comment, leave a chat. Tell me what you don't like and tell me what you do like. Tell me what you think about this show. Tell me if you don't like the show, and tell me why if you don't like the show, and maybe we can have some good banter and go back and forth and see if I can change your mind, because I think this is a very good show and it's not a slow burn or anything like that. It's a lot of action and it picks up quick, but it doesn't dilute the story. So it's story driven as well. And I like how I enjoyed a lot how they blended the story with the action and horror. They did a very good job of getting everything to blend well. So no complaints from me, at least not yet. But that is all for today's episode, and thank you for watching. Thank you for coming by. Please keep coming by. Like I said before, please hit the like, subscribe, and keep coming back, and let me know what you think about the show in your comments, and let me know what show you think I should do next, or movie, or reality show, or just let me know what you guys are watching or doing, and we will check them out together and keep coming back for more. Thank you, and bye.